Good, bad. It's good situational stuff to learn from. I think anytime you get to go against another team, against a different opponent, those are good reps because it's different things that we wouldn't necessarily see going against our defense. So it's good to go against some of that stuff. See some coverages more like some of the coverages we'll see during the season. So I think it's really good work.
What's it been like having these 4 days, 2 with the Patriots, 2 with the Bucs now that's behind you?
Yeah, I think it's all positive. You get a chance to go. You go against different people, go against different systems, different schemes. And it's always fun to compete against other people. It kind of, I think, heightens the environment and allows people to kind of step up their game a little bit.
Did the rest on Sunday help kind of free up your arm a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, my arm's fine. It feels good, and we'll be all right.
Do you feel like you guys are getting more even reps though now since the preseason game?
You mean as far as what?
Splitting them up between the quarterbacks.
I think it's if you look. I mean, it's probably. I don't know what the breakdown would be, but I'd imagine, I take a little bit more than Chad and then Brandon, kind of in that order.
You feel you progressing to where you feel you should be at?
I feel good. There's definitely things to improve on, things to be better at. I feel comfortable with the system and with the scheme and everything that we're doing, and I think it's just continuing to run these reps. As an offense, I think one thing that gets overlooked is it's the first year in the system, so I think that's something that, obviously we have older guys now on the team. Not everybody's young anymore. That's not a crutch to use anymore. So I think guys are definitely more football smart and able to pick up the scheme and system a little quicker. But I think when you take a step back and look at it, it still is our first camp in the system with Coach Hackett, and I think guys have done a good job.
When guys get into scrums like they did, your position players, do you feel like you need to take it upon yourself as a leader to kind of cool them down?
I think that's part of it. I think a lot of joint practices that stuff happens. You don't ever want it to happen. Coach Marone talks about not allowing that to happen, but it does. It's part of football, and that's what happens. And I think it's important to know the situation, right? If that happens in the game, everybody gets thrown out, and I think everybody's aware of that. But in practice, when something happens like that, and you got a guy standing there with 10 the other team's guys around him, I think it's okay to go in there and help him get out of there.
Wait, Doug talked yesterday about come back and consistency with this offense. Is that the one factor that maybe frustrates you more than anything?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think we've shown day in and day out how good we can be, and then we've shown day in and day out how stupid some of the stuff we do is. And it's you never once does somebody mess up and say I don't know. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. They know what their job is and how to do it. It's just kind of a lack of focus or whatever you want to call it. Hackett kind of talks about 3 things. Hear the call, know the call, do your job. And when we get all 11 guys on the same page and doing that every single play,